Hi there, and thank you for tuning in. Of course, the answer to the thumbnail is that yes, you can learn a lot of good things from watching YouTube videos. Otherwise, the whole point of this channel, where I'm trying to see if I can help you learn photography faster than what I did, the whole point of this channel would be, out the window, right? So let me just tell you my story. I did everything wrong when I started out watching YouTube videos about photography. First of all, I just binge watched videos left, right, and center, and I had a party. It was fun in the beginning, but at some point in time, I don't know if you've tried when you've been to a dinner party and you've eaten too much, you're just like, you don't feel well. It's like, this is too much. And at some point in time, I actually reached feeling like that, maybe more in my head than in my stomach, but it really was like, My problem was that I was swimming in a huge ocean of information. YouTube is huge, and even though you narrow it down to photographer, it is still huge. There's so many videos, so many people making videos about photography. So I was basically just swimming in a big sea of water. The frustrating thing was I had no idea if I was making progress. I had no idea when would this journey end. There were no reference points. I was just swimming in a big sea of videos with lots of information, and I was 1 minute I was studying some very basic stuff, next minute some very advanced stuff, and I was basically all over the place. So I could see I needed some structure. So that actually stopped me in that process and made me think. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Congratulations with the premiere, Frederick. But it actually made me think about what it was I wanted to achieve with watching all these videos. And what I was after was actually a basic understanding of the concepts in photography, because I felt like that would be a good footing for me to grow as a photographer, right? So my thinking was that maybe there were some photographers with a lot more experience than me who had sort of carved out what is the basics of photography. Maybe that could help me. I went out and bought 2 books about basics of photography. This one you've seen before. If you follow this channel, you've seen this one before. I'm not pushing this one particularly. I do think it's very good. I will have affiliate links to it in the description below. This one is about photo basics. It's written by Joel Sartora, and he takes you through all the basics of photography. So he's actually done the work. He's thought about what's the basic stuff, what's the advanced stuff, and distilled the basic stuff in this. Another example is this one from Peterson. Brian is perhaps a little bit more advanced than the basic one, but it's still around exposure, which is a very key element in photography, obviously. And I think Brian has done a really good job explaining that in this book. So the way I used these books was that every time I came across a term or something that I wanted to have a deeper understanding of, I took that term and then I keyed it into the search engine in YouTube. If you key in the word shutter speed in the YouTube search engine, it will come up with a ton of videos just on that subject. But this is brilliant because that means that rather than being all over the place in a big sea of information, you're now down to a small lake or even a pond where you know that everything that is in that pond has to do with shutter speed, right? So the great thing about watching these videos was that in the beginning I learned something new, but gradually I could see that there was more and more repetition. I kept thinking, I've heard this before, yeah. That was actually a quite good feeling because I could feel now I was making progress. I was getting, a better understanding of this, in this case, shutter speed. And eventually, and this was maybe the best feeling, I came across a video, after watching, 5, 10, I don't know how many videos, where I thought to myself, hey, I didn't learn anything new here. I knew everything that person on that video said to me. And this, to me, marked the end of sort of my journey for that particular topic. And then I knew I was ready to move on to the next subject. So I guess a good question is, how does YouTube then select these videos? Well, the thing is that if you see in the bottom of the screen here, there's a little subscribe button. You can also see down here, I think on the other side, there is a little thumbs up button. And YouTube picks those videos that get many likes and have many subscribers. That's what they put on top in their search list. So if you like this video in this format, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That will help me, but it will also help you seeing more videos like this, because that is fundamentally how the YouTube engine works. 2 final points for this video. Ryan, if you follow him on Instagram, when he posts a picture, he also posts the story behind the picture. He tells you how he made the picture, he shows you his camera settings, and basically he takes you behind the scenes. And that is super useful. If you see a picture and wonder, I wonder how he did that. This guy, follow him on Instagram. You will learn a lot. So that's my first tip for you. Oh yeah, and the final thing, if you want to test yourself, if you actually understand a given concept, try to explain it to someone else. Go to your boyfriend, girlfriend, neighbor, stop someone in the street, whoever, and say, can I borrow you for 2 minutes and let me explain what is shutter speed? And when you try to do that, you will learn if you actually understand the concept or not, because you will then have to sort of articulate your own version of all the information you're taking in, and that can be really, really useful also to increase your own understanding of that concept. You may think that when you have it in your head and you just, I got this, but just wait until you have to explain it. It's a whole different game. So give that as a little exam. Once you have a given concept under control, you think, try to tell somebody else what it was you learned. As always, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.